Good morning and welcome to Venice. Not quite the conditions I was hoping for or expecting, nonetheless. A bucket list destination that I have had on my radar for the longest time. Decided to come for a winter weekend, January 2026, kick off the travel year. We actually arrived yesterday, got a really early flight from London, about 7:30. Spent the day acclimatising, walking around, kind of soaking it all in. It's one of those places, it's kind of surreal. And absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. I mean, it is a photographer's paradise. So if you're in Europe and you like a city break, I think it'll kind of blow your mind. I was a little bit overwhelmed with just kind of seeing it all and exploring yesterday, but got some really nice photos just kind of wandering around all the tiny little streets. You can get lost here for hours, I am sure. We did actually have some nice weather yesterday. Found a pizza, of course, some ice cream, and just settled into our really nice Airbnb and headed out this morning. It was a bit of a gamble on some blue hour photography here down on one of the Grand Canals to try and, of course, get some pictures of gondolas. But I just thought I'd intro the vlog here. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go in terms of what I'm going to capture and things. I have gone against all of my usual kind of mindset with photography when I travel, which is I've totally overcomplicated the situation and not bought one, not bought two, but I've bought 3 cameras. I've got my Sony a7C Mark II with the 24-50, my Fuji X100VI, and my disposable film camera that I got for Christmas, because I was all buzzing about it and then I've kind of never followed through, and I really want to finish that set of film. So I thought, what better opportunity than to do it here in Venice. As you see on me here, I've got my Sony out this morning. I much prefer it when it's raining and a bit dodgy conditions, because I feel a little bit more confident in it. So we're going to be using that this morning, but I'll always label all the photos that I post up over it. And as I say, I'm not quite sure where this one goes, but I hope you enjoy it as a bit of a travel style vlog. And I'm going to put a post on my YouTube today, because I'm here all weekend. I've got 3 more days, and if you want to put, well, you won't know that now, but you would have known that then. Put a question in there and I'll hopefully try and answer it kind of along the way. So let's hope the weather improves and let's do Venice. Update is it remains raining, so we've just had a little pit stop for a coffee to try and regroup and think about our plan. I think this weekend is going to be full of rain, so kind of racking my brains for what to shoot and how to make Venice look as good as possible. In these situations, I'd probably go for more details. The beauty of when it's raining, you've got lots of umbrellas up, so picking out coloured umbrellas, people, characters, maybe lean into a little bit of street photography, maybe even pop out a little black and white photo. We actually did do a little portrait shoot when we were just down under some arches sheltering from the rain. So kind of just making the most of it. We'll have a nice time anyway and see what we can make. So hopefully enjoyable thus far, and hope making Venice look as good as possible. I mean, it's not a bad location to be quite honest with you. So sadly, since this morning, the rain actually worsened. So we took refuge back at the Airbnb, had a chill, edited some photos, which is always nice to do. Typically try and edit on an iPad or something on the trip like this, keeps it nice and light. And I always like to review the images, because then you can kind of see how they're looking, how the colours are looking, and kind of what kind of style you're getting, make sure you're getting what you want. So that was a nice opportunity to do that. Had a nice coffee, chilled, waited for that rain to ease off a little bit. I'm not saying you will be able to see, it's not glorious, but it's dry, so we're taking that and seized the opportunity to hop on a gondola, because I think you've got to do that when you're in Venice, which is really nice, really cool experience. Went around some little canals, and nice opportunity, obviously, for more pictures. Just kind of switching between the 2 cameras, just depending on how I feel. And yeah, we are just literally wandering, and it's kind of one of those places that everywhere you look, there's a little photo to be had. I'll probably come back with millions of gondola photos, but they are very photogenic. So making the most of it, as I mentioned earlier, kind of leaning into a bit of street photography, because I think that's kind of going to yield the best results in these kind of circumstances. But we still keep our fingers crossed for better weather later on in the weekend. Good morning. Welcome to day 3 in Venice, and well, the rain continues. Apparently this is defined as light drizzle, but I would call that moderate to heavy rain. So we're kind of confined at the moment to the apartment. Fortunately, 2 things are in our favour. A very nice Airbnb, which we're chilling out in, and coffee. Brought coffee with us because, well, controversially, Italian coffee, not the one for me. So brewing up a second cup of coffee on this fine morning, relaxing, maybe edit a few more photos, and we are living in hope this afternoon that there's just a glimmer of maybe even a sunny patch. I mean, that would be really exceptional, but just some dry weather would be fantastic. Hoping to go over to Burano, which is one of the little islands off of Venice, and they have some quite colourful buildings and houses, so that would be nice to see. And then perhaps even tomorrow there might be some even better weather, but I am not going to jinx it. So we shall see. For now, we'll watch the rain coming down. I mean, as you can see, lovely little view out of the Airbnb. Yeah. See you, hopefully, outside. We've made a break for freedom out of the apartment and heading to Burano, more meandering through the little streets. There's just photos everywhere you look. But we're going to get on a ferry now and head over there and explore. One of the most essential travel accessories for photography, I find, is the capture clip. I use the Peak Design one, but I think there's other ones made by, I forget the names of them, I'll put them here. But it's an absolute touch, like invaluable. Always got your camera, pop it out, take a shot, move on. So excited, it stopped raining, it's looking brighter. Let's go to Burano. Touchdown in Burano. Excitement levels are very high. Sunshine, colourful buildings. I think our luck is changing. Photography inspiration, fully loaded, back to 100%. Chosen to go with Sony this afternoon, purely for a little bit of versatility. It was really handy on the ferry on the way over here. I love to get a few detailed shots, like of the little ropes and bits and pieces, as well as some slightly wider shots. And we used a 50 on the ferry to get a couple of really nice little portraits. May even have a new profile picture there. Always be shooting, always be looking. So we're going to wander around Burano here in the glorious sunshine and see what we can make of it. I'll show you around. It looks like a really, really nice little island. This right here is an awesome composition. I'm going to drop down low and try and get reflections using this little bit of water just in front here. The blue boat, the blue casa. I mean, what a perfect composition. after a shot of some washing hanging, this looks like an ideal location. Last morning here in Venice, chancing a sunrise. I think the chances are probably about 10% of getting some colour in the sky. However, it is dry. We're up on this beautiful wood and metal bridge, I'll put the name here, overlooking Basilica down the Grand Canal. It is a beautiful scene and certainly one not to be missed, and thought we'd take the opportunity to use the last couple of hours here. So I'm going to wait it out and see what happens. I'll show you the view. Not sure if you can see it in this clip either, but getting all these birds flying through. So I'm toying with long exposures and some shorter exposures to kind of freeze them in frame, because birds on long exposures to me don't look that great. So I'm quite enjoying a frozen frame, also using like a boat to kind of fill this void of space in the water in the middle. But it's got to be a nice boat, so not to be fussy. So yeah, I'm gonna play about and I'll show you the mixed photos I get there. But keep everything crossed. This landscape, cityscape photography, it's very much a game of chances and luck in terms of weather.